Americans helping Americans. Today's my Sunday sermon talking about real estate, creative real estate, the pulse of real estate, and what's going on in the industry. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and want to do this on a Sunday, 6 p.m. So if you are on this or you see the video, go ahead and just save it and go through it and look for those golden nuggets of information and what I call pro tips. Save those pro tips. They'll help you in the industry. They'll save you a lot of time. But happy Sunday. Hope your week has gone well. Hope March Madness has gone well. There's always going to be live and uncut. Okay, I'm going to be your host today for the Sunday sermon and alerts through the Amp Live Real Estate Show. It's powered by AHA, Americans Helping Americans. I'm from AHA, Americans Helping Americans. We're going to talk a little bit about pre-foreclosures, NODs, NOTs. What are they? Why are they important? Why they may not be important to you, but they are. They should be, and anyone across the United States of America. And how we can help our fellow Americans, including yourself and others. We're looking for you to help us and help others across the United States of America. So today I'm just gonna be cut and dry. It's gonna be, hey, myself, be laid back. Like I said, it's live and uncut. So we're just gonna roll with it, okay? So today we're gonna talk about what's going on, right? Are you ready for those NODs? Are you ready for the NOTs? Are you ready for the next wave of real estate, the next real estate cycle that is already emerging and showing its head? And hey, there's alerts going on. Hey, you need to see this video. Hey, this is what's going on in the industry. Watch the news. Don't watch the news. News is crap. At the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, right? It's all narrated. It's all propaganda, and it's all BS, right? There's no good journaling anymore. There's no such thing as a journalist that I know of, right? It's going to go out there and tell the truth. Those guys and gals are gone. Because we do, you know what happens, right? It is what it is. All right. So I believe in the Constitution. I believe in God. I believe in a higher power. Yes, I believe in politics or all those things because it's America and it's beautiful and it's powerful. But we need to get America back on track. That's what this is about today. Okay. This is about America, getting America back on track in regards to helping our fellow Americans throughout the United States and getting prepared for the new cycle, right? We're a couple of weird quarters. Things are happening. I'm going to put on these glasses real quick because I had a couple of notes here that I wanted to share in the beginning. And if there's, let me see, I'm going to hit some graphics and captions here. I got Eric. Okay, cool. I think we can do the chat thing. I'm going to pop the chat up. So if anybody who wants to chat or you see this, go ahead and just type in some stuff. If I don't see it, definitely hit me up or us on the PM side of things. You can go to AmericansHelpingAmericans.net. That's a real estate investment firm. It's our helping Americans. It's real Americans helping Americans. Is one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others. We're going to talk about that today. Got a little bit of coffee here, got some water. Hopefully your Sunday was an awesome one. Hopefully it's doing great. If you do watch this now, awesome. We thank you. If not, and you see it and watch it later, we still thank you. So this will always be live and uncut unless it's chopped up and monetized over time. But this is what's going on. Right? Properties, and if you're into real estate and you ever wanted to get into real estate, there's a thing called bird dogs. You may not have heard of it if you haven't been in the business. If you have not been in business for a while, even if they've been in the business for the last 10 years, some people don't even know what a bird dog is or they don't even mention it. I consider a lot of wholesalers in this business right now bird dogs. They find a property. They go out and look for a property, look for the ugliest house on the block and try to sell it, try to sell other people's inventory. I get it. Copy and pasters, daisy chainers. But if you do it right, hey, so you got to start somewhere, right? I get that. So why not do it right? That's what we're here to talk about today is that, yeah, if you're looking for properties and you want to come aboard and we're calling, hey, you want to be an AHA protege at the end of the day, we want to work with you. But this is what's going on. Pre-foreclosures are happening, okay? If you have or know anybody who needs to sell their property and they're in a distress situation, now, they don't always have to be ugly houses. They could be nice houses in nice areas. They could be ugly houses in ugly areas. It doesn't matter. This is 9 times out of 10, it's the situation that's going on with the seller. Because you don't know. Nobody knows the situation until you call them and get in touch with them. You can only learn so much through email and so much through a lead that comes through Facebook or even text messaging where a lot of people are trying. I get it. Hey, more power to you if you can get deals that way. But, as times shift and you don't work on and hone in on the art of the deal or your personal skills, right? You're going to have to find someone else who's better at that than you. But then 9 times out of 10, if you do, they're going to rock and you're not, because sooner or later they're going to go bye-bye and you're going to be forced to do what needs to be done or get out of the business. Like right now, adjust, adapt, or perish. That's what's happening. A lot of agents are dropping off, brokers, wholesalers, investors, syndications, equity funds, banks, right? So what does that tell you, right? So build a business. Like Warren Buffett say, I don't even want to quote him, but get in when everybody gets out and get out when everybody gets in. I say, excuse my French, gives a fuck, stay in and let's rock, okay? I may drop some F-bombs, S-bombs. If it offends you, I'm sorry. Apologize, but I'm really not apologizing, I guess, because it is what it is, right? It's about passion. Have some passion. Become the expert in what you want to do in life. Real estate can help you get you there. And life happens. Things happen in life, and they get you down and out. But this is what's happening. People, credit card levels are high. People are using a lot of credit cards for stuff to live and things of that nature. Inflation's super high. I think we're even way past the hyperinflation crap. Remember that with maybe or maybe you don't, with Russia, 80s, Reagan, the wall came down, right? They were, what they were, communist and socialism and all that good stuff, right? Want to become more capitalist like America because it works. Capitalism works, right? We're a republic. It works. All those things work. When you try to change those things, come on, the writing's on the wall. So right now we got high inflation. It's crazy. Last cycle, when we're looking at this stuff, usually when a cycle goes through a normal real estate cycle and market goes down and crashes, the market will probably land at about maybe 10 to 15% above whatever inflation was or is at the time. So if houses were, let's say, 100,000 last cycle when they hit bottom, and then they go up, and now they're up to 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, and then they're going to crash again. And then we go look at inflation, but inflation is pretty jacked up right now. It should be in the threes, somewhere in the threes, right? 2 and 3s and somewhere around there on a normal, economic cycle without being created or inflated. Then it would be about 10, 15% above whatever that inflation is. Do your math on that. Figure out, okay, well, maybe this next cycle, the bottom's going to be at 130, 140, 125. You don't have to do my exact math. I'm not an attorney, right? I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a bookkeeper or CPA, full disclosure. So everything that's being said today, yes, you can take it out in the field, but make sure you study. That's what I did. I had to go, okay, is this real? Can it be done? And then either get an attorney or double check it and triple check it and quadruple check it and go, okay, I feel comfortable. I'm going with this, right? Because money loves speed, and sometimes we forget that stuff, because we're going, do I make a decision now? No, yes, no, yes, no. I'm not sure. Yes, no. It's being indecisive that kills your deals, kills your momentum. Trust me, I know. I've done it. We're all human beings. We're all going to do crazy stuff like that. It's just because we're human, right? It's the human factor. We're not robots. We're not machines. We have mechanisms inside of us that are personal, right? But rocking and rolling and staying on track, always moving forward. PMA is my favorite thing to say. PMA. What the hell is PMA? Positive mental attitude, of course, with action. You can have PMA all day long and you're going to be happy as a lark. But if you want certain things to come your way, or you want to throw those out to the universe and connect with frequency, connect with thoughts, and connect with other people that are out there and that want to connect and looking for the same thing, then you have to take a little action. You got to get out into the field. You got to make that phone call, pick up the phone, or they don't answer. Call them a few times. Oh my God, I'm being too forward. No, who cares, right? This is you. This is your business. You do what you need to do, but you be professional, right? Nobody can kill you. Nobody can be angry at you with a smile. Nobody can be angry at you if you have PMA. And you're always positive, even though someone throws some crap on you and throws some negative mental attitude on you. And they go, they just keep hounding because they don't want to hear that positive stuff. They don't want to hear you be positive. So they want to pound you with some negative and pound you with some negative and pound you with some negative. If you can hit them back with PMA 3 different times, eventually they're going to break. And they go, man, this guy and gal, they're impenetratable. They're so positive. I don't know. I guess, yeah, they must be onto something. It's contagious. Enthusiasm, right? All that stuff comes into play. After 3 times, I'm not going to lie. 3 times, going to move on. That's just somebody that you don't want in your life. They're probably going to be a virus. They're going to always be negative about everything you say and do. And that's going to affect your psyche. It's going to affect your ego. It's going to affect everything that you do because you let them into your head. The goal is not to let anybody or anything into your head. That's private. It stays there. That's your superpower, right? It's like Superman and kryptonite. You let people in, kryptonite, they can do that stuff. And there's certain walls that, everybody builds. Now, this is just personal experience, right? You got your solid wall, then you got your friend wall, then you got your personal wall, then you got your core of 7 wall, family wall. And there's certain things that are just for you and your brain. Nobody's going to hear about them, right? You're not going to tell people about it. You're just going to make stuff happen based on those emotions and actions, right? Fear. Let's talk about fear. Fear is fucked up. Because fear can tear you up. Fear can make you not make decisions that can help you in your life, right? Fear can hold you back. Fear can make you a little cuckoo sometimes, right? You go spinning circles and circles and circles and circles, and you're going, man, why isn't anything popping, right? So it's fear. It's fear in your mind until you become your other self and find your other self. And when you know what that means, if you've ever had your other self, because everybody has them, right? And everybody has their other self, where they're like impenetrable. You can't get them down. They make a decision. They say, I'm going to go do this because they see it and they want it so bad they can taste it and feel it that they go get it and they make it happen, right? Without them even knowing that, hey, they're doing visualization, affirmations. They're putting thoughts out there. They're praying. They're doing things to manifest this stuff without even studying. Some people just happens to, and then they fall upon by accident. Others study it and create it and move forward. And even when you study it, we're human beings. You're going to falter. You're going to fail. You're not a robot. You're not a machine, right? But if you keep on consistently believing in those things and moving forward, it's a lot easier to get up and get on the horse and rock and roll than it is from someone who doesn't know how to get up and jump on a horse and ride a horse or do any of that stuff or drive a car or play music or any of that, right? It's a lot easier. It's like riding a bike. Once you learn, it's hard to forget. But if you want to become an expert at a bike, a motorcycle, or anything in your chosen field, and you keep doing it, you become the expert, yes. And you get better and better at certain things. Like for me, it's the art of the deal. I love constructing deals and structuring deals and figuring out what the seller, and it doesn't matter if it's a single family, multifamily hotel or some big wig, it don't matter. They all put on their shoes the same way, put on their pants the same way, right? They all got the same bowel movements and all that good stuff. They're human beings, right? Just like you and I and everybody else. If they want to be jerks, then that's totally up to them, right? That's on them at the end of the day. Maybe they have the right, maybe they don't, or maybe they're just having a bad day. I always used to diffuse that with people who have bad days and they're getting all crazy. And even sometimes I got to fix myself because I'm getting on to somebody and go, okay, yeah, I got to change my tune really quick and go, okay, it's not that person's fault. Yeah, that job sucks. I'm sorry they have it, but that's their job. They chose it and it is what it is. And then, don't be a jerk, be nice, right? And treat everybody with respect. And I've learned that over time. I've always been a respectful person, thanks to the parents at the end of the day, right? And the people that that I live with and grew up with. Now I try to pass it on to the kids. But this is it's about Sunday. Sunday is what? Sunday is it is what it is. It's a day off. So hopefully you see this video, you take those pro tips, take some of the golden nuggets. I would suggest if you haven't done it, PMA is a Positive Mental Attitude from our book right here, right? Which is obviously 17 Principles of Success, Mr. Napoleon Hill. Awesome stuff. Think and Grow Rich, 17 Principles. There's some other cool stuff from other books that have come out. Believe it. If you believe in something and you make it part of your core, it will work. Everything works. You just have to believe in it to a degree. But you always want to say, don't hurt your fellow man or woman, right? There's got some things you got to live by, whether it's the 10 Commandments or not, or just plain old common sense, right? Have integrity and loyalty. Communication could break down because we got families and that can be repaired. Integrity cannot be repaired. Loyalty cannot be repaired because once they're destroyed, they're destroyed. How do you repair that? It's like, who wants to taste that all the time? It's like always in the back of your mouth. Well, that person burned me. Okay. That person owed me this and that happened, this happened, or whatever. If you work it out, that's different. It's called communication. Work out stuff, right? Work it out. Work out with deals and things of that nature. Reason I say this is because there's a lot of unscrupulous people in this world, especially in real estate. When you're dealing with high dollars and you're dealing with a lot of money, there's people that get greedy. At the same token, that's why you want to paper up. Now, I love Texas, right? Because they got big stuff in Texas. They got some beautiful land out there and some good people. But at the same token, not from Texas, so we don't do Texas handshakes. I don't suggest you do Texas handshakes unless there's a reason for it, right? Millionaire, billionaire, you want to work with somebody and you totally trust them and you roll the dice, right? And hopefully it's not the wrong move. You go with your gut. Then you roll the dice, and then hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, well, then you should have probably got something in paper, right? An NC&D in place, some type of agreement of some sort, and take that Texas handshake, right, and put it on some paper. Lock it up. Do an NC&D. Now, I'm going to throw out some terms here. If you don't know what those terms are, then just put it down in the post or say, share this with others as well, because it's going to help them out. Our goal is to help our fellow Americans across the United States of America to get into creative real estate investing. And no, it's not about learning everything, okay? I'm just telling you, wholesale is great, but it's a one-trick freaking pony. And you can only use it for so much, but it is part of the entry level. Bird dog, wholesale, and then you get into buying, selling, fixing properties, whether it's single family, multifamily, commercial, doesn't matter, right? Storage units, all that other good stuff. But the starting point is always as a bird dog. And there are a lot of wholesale companies or people who teach wholesale where they don't really say bird dogs, but they're going to tell you to go out and find a property, find the ugliest property on the block, either give them a call or whatever type of marketing they got. We start everybody off with surfing for deals. It's very easy, get you acclimated into the business very quickly. And then we're going to underwrite it, take a look at it, see if it's a deal, right? You also should learn how to do your due diligence, right? Understand what a deal is and what a deal is not. We're going to do some of that next week, probably on tomorrow, Mindset Money Monday, and Tuesday's the sales day. Might be able to break down deals and show you what live deals are and what a deal is and what a deal is not. It's important. It depends on how you frame everything, right? You can frame it as, man, that shit is boring as hell, or you can frame it as, that's a nice paycheck. That's a nice paycheck. That's a nice paycheck, right? That's what I call the box, right? There's a square box and people live in the box, and there's people that live outside the box. Creative real estate investing is we live outside the box. Big O, right? Outside the box. There it is. And that's just an umbrella. Creative real estate is just that. It's a way to get into the business, yes, with minimal amount of dollars. Probably heard the term OPM, other people's money. Yes, that could be the bank's money. It could be private money. It could be anybody's money except yours. But you have to have something of value in exchange to make that happen. All right. Let me see what we got here. Chat overlay. So pre-foreclosures, if you're not going after pre-foreclosures, you're an idiot. Because there's people out there that need your help, right? And I said it. There it is. If you don't like it, press the button, boom, boom, boom. It's all good. Bottom line is the truth, right? People are afraid to go after them, and other people think, oh my God, there's so much inventory out there. There's too many NODs and pre-foreclosures. There's rules, there's regulations, there's laws. That's cool. Just means there's more for us, more for you, okay? And that's just one segment. NODs, pre-foreclosures, you look at the cycles and the trends, right? We're talking about the cycle. We're talking about the crystal ball, right? And that cycle and trends are there. Don't you want to be able to help your fellow Americans? Don't you want to be able to find a piece of property where you can help them? And you're going, oh my God, but I don't have the money. Well, there's other people who do have the money, OPM, if the deal is juicy enough, right? You have to find those deals that have good margins. The same token where you can still help the seller, move on with their life because they already spent $40, $50, $60, $80,000 on back payments that, hey, they have not made or paid. That's equity that they owe to the bank. That's equity that they're not going to get back. And if they don't pay it, they're going to lose their property, right? So someone has to come in and either pay that and pay everything else up. And 9 times out of 10, the houses are distressed as well, right? So there's going to be some blemishes, and there's nice houses too, right? There are people that, hey, they keep up their properties and things happen, but life happens, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull something up real quick. What do we got on here? 20 minutes? All right. I'm going to go 10 more minutes. But there's here we go. Where's it at? Now, this is being streamed across all the platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and all that other good stuff, right? Now, there was a link. I think there was a link that we put into And if you decide you want to chat or anything of that particular moment, just ask questions. PM, go to Americanshelpingamericans.net. You can call the National 800 number if you need to get in touch with us. At the same token, if you need to go through any of the platforms, go to the PMs, reach out. You have questions, they'll get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with you. If you have properties out there, you know people, right, that need help, we'll make them an offer within 24 to 72 hours. Now, this is as a real estate investment firm. If we're interested, we'll give them a guaranteed written offer within 24 to 72 hours. If we're not, then we'll have some resources for them. If we do buy the property and you send us a property, we will pay you, okay? We'll pay you a referral or some type of commission if you're allowed to get one. If you're not allowed to get one, then it will be based on a marketing agreement of some sort. Or any other, as long as it's in a legal capacity. We're not doing this as principals. It's an investment, right? We're an investment company and a firm, so it's not going broker to broker, agent. We're not in the capacity of that. If you bring us a lead, we will work with that seller and take care of them just as if we brought that to the table, okay? At the same token, if you see this or anybody who needs help on a piece of property to, buy it, sell it, fix it, flip it, or whatever it is, or they got some personal issues, we want to work with you. Or if you have friends or family that you know about, we'll get them an offer within 24 to 72 hours, okay, if it makes sense. And we'll give them a written guarantee as well, if it makes sense. And then you yourself, if you bring those deals to the table, will get paid a referral fee of some sort, okay? Now, we're also probably this week that's coming up, so we have several things going on, right? We got a 90-day challenge that is going to be launched at the end of the month. We have 5 days to a deal challenge, a paid one, where we work with you exclusively one-on-one. At the same token, we're finding properties throughout the United States. We're going to be going after what we call proteges, AHA proteges. It's what was a bird dog, but a higher level bird dog where you're going to learn a lot more and you're going to understand a lot more and you're going to be able to know a lot more than just what a bird dog is. Now, you may not know what that is. We're going to talk about that tomorrow on Monday, on Mindset Money Monday, and creep into it on Tuesdays when we start breaking down some deals. So stay tuned. Whatever there's links down here, click the links. Tell us a little bit about yourself. If you have properties, there's going to be a link down below, okay? We are a company and a firm that buys properties. We buy, sell, fix, flip throughout the United States of America. That's AmericансHelpingAmericans.net. One American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track, together with you and others across the United States of America. I'm one of the founders of AHA, Americans Helping Americans. I'm not going to talk about anything else but that. It's about what's going on in the industry right now. It's what's going on in the United States of America and the world, right? People are living paycheck to paycheck and credit cards to credit cards to credit cards. And if you can find one of these deals and make some money and maybe get into real estate, and we're looking for good people. We're looking for you. We want you. If you're hungry and you're coachable, you can follow directions, you have some passion in your heart, you want to help other fellow Americans, that's super important. You got that integrity and loyalty intact. Communication could be, hey, it is what it is, right? We can repair that if it breaks down, but at least you can be working with some people that care about our fellow Americans and even yourself, right? So we're going to be looking for some AHA proteges throughout the United States of America. We don't care who you are, where you come from. Yes, you have to have a pulse and be alive, right? You have to have a phone, right? Computer's not required, but if you have one, awesome. Car's not required, but if you have one, awesome. And that's really it. We'll show you how to work together and how to find properties and do all that good stuff and help our fellow Americans by having conversations, right, with fellow Americans. It's totally different than, building up a business or a company to say, I'm going to get my lead gen together, my brand together, and I got to, get all this data, and I got to make phone calls, or I'm going to find sellers on Facebook, blah, 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 blah. Yes, there'll be some mechanisms that we will share with you to help you blow that up. There's also got to be a foundation that we're going to help you build, okay? A little foundation to help you build so you can become an AHA protege. That makes sense, right? So because obviously you'll be working with us and representing what we do at the end of the day to help you expand and grow in a simple and pleasurable and easy peasy way. So I don't know how other way to say it, But I'm getting a little hungry here. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I only want to do a 30 minute type live meetup. Talk about pre-foreclosures. NODs, that stands for notice of default. NOTs, notice of trustee sale. Okay. NOTs goes with the S, and notice of trustee sale. That's how it usually works. And then it goes to an auction date, and either an investor will buy it at the auction or it won't go to sale. Someone will go back to the bank. And if it goes back to the bank and the bank gets too many of those, what's called REOs, right? Real estate owned, then that bank and the government's not going to lend them that money that's so cheap. They're going to start charging them more and more, and they're going to have more crap on their books. And that's when you see them go belly up, go bankrupt. Someone buys them out, or, they start holding on to that inventory. And then when the market starts shifting, we have too many pre-foreclosures, move into short sales, move into REOs, and we move into the REO market, then they start unleashing that to agents and brokers, and investors start buying those from agents and brokers, unless you're a broker and you're pivoted for that point. And then you go in and try to work with those institutions, right, to buy those short sales or sell them to other investors, right? Because there's certain mechanisms you got to do. They don't want you selling those properties to investors. They want you to buy them, or as a broker them out and sell them. But the pre-foreclosures, that's the next thing, all right? So we're going to talk about a couple minutes, the new cycle. What the heck does a new cycle even mean? What is a new real estate cycle? It's already adjusting. The cycle's happening. It's adjusting. Properties are sustaining, and they're dropping a little bit, and then they're adjusting. We're starting to creep into spring and then summertime, right? So we'll see if we see some bumps a little bit, or at least a sustainability and maybe some more sales. If we see some more sales, then that's a good thing. So yes, properties are still selling. People are still finding properties. Things are still happening in the industry and in the market. Let me do this for a second. Just going to put the mug up there. Okay, so you go here to Americans Helping Americans. If you have deals, send them down the wire. We'll be looking for them. We get your referral if you know friends and family that need to buy. We're looking for more and more inventory across the United States of America, and to help fellow Americans across America. If you want to get involved in this, then reach out. You can go ahead and just read some links down below. Tell us a little about yourself, see if it's a good fit. Or if you know anybody, there's links there where you can click it and maybe send it in, and then we'll underwrite it and look at it and see if we can help them out or not, okay? There's 3 ways that you can get in touch with us. One is going to be a simple link, instant offer. Click the link, they'll fill out the information, they'll click submit. It's secured and private as always, as it's encrypted. So private information doesn't get shared. And then you can also do a text, right? Text instant offer to 424-433-5298. And we'll go from there. You can also call the National 800 number that we've had in existence for over a decade or so. It's 888-828-1468, 888-828-1468, and just leave the same information, the address, name. If you have friends and family or whatever, put the name and then best contact and email, and we'll get in touch with them. Put some notes in there if you need to, and we'll go from there. Or just leave a message, and then someone will get back in touch with you or them, and we'll get them an offer. Instant offers across the United States of America is what we're doing. But this is the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't always have to be a pre-foreclosure, but they're here. Remember, there was a forbearance. Remember, we had that thing go on in 2020, right? Had the Chinese virus or whatever you want to call it. That came back. Didn't come back, but through those years, right, there was a forbearance. It lasted 18 months, and then it stopped. And when it stopped, people were still trying to figure out, hey, try to do a loan mod. Can I make up the back payments? How do I keep my property? There's still some people that are still on a freaking forbearance because they're paying a little bit of money here. They're trying to slow it down, but the bank isn't foreclosing on them because they're still in a forbearance, and they signed some paperwork to extend it. There are some banks that are working with people, and other banks are not, right? And we know from experience that, don't wait till the last minute, because what happens is when they do, some banks are going to foreclose. They're just going to say, you know what, boom, it's already here. We got 10, 15, 20, 30, 100, 200 properties that we're foreclosing on this portfolio, and it's going to happen. And they're all going to go to auction. Okay, we've seen properties that were probably, let's say, an example of $399,000 they owe or did owe, but then they got back payments of 40, 50, 60,000. They're at about 407,000, but the note is at $399, or what they owed with back payments. Easy on my math there, right? Just trying to go from experience and memory. And then don't quote me on this, but the bottom line it was saying like $399, and then I believe we offered, because we're coming down the wire, can offer like $450 for a little bit more for the property, a little bit less. I won't get into too many details, but the bottom line, you see where we're going with the numbers. And then, but the lady or the seller, at the time, waited a little bit too long. We're going to help them. Then they thought they had someone else going to help them. They got greedy because they say, hey, there's more money. I'm going to get more money. Why can't you pay me more? They're going to pay me more. I said, well, go pay them. We'll go with them. Didn't work out. And then they come back, say, okay, yes, can you help me? But it's almost like the 11th hour. So when we get to the 11th hour, there's sometimes they can write a check and send it and get it to, right, the beneficiary in time with the wire, with the exact amount. If you're off 1 penny, they won't take it. So make sure it's correct. So there's a lot of work that goes into that. Get it to the beneficiary, and then they'll stop the sale. And then now it's reinstated, and now we got some time to move forward. All the bank cares about is getting that money and making sure that loan is reinstated, and that they're back on the books. Their investors want that to happen. They don't want stuff that's not on the books. They don't want properties that are non-performing notes. They want performing notes. That's why that's what the stock market is for. That's why people buy stock in certain companies and banks. So when you wait, getting back to the pre-foreclosure. So when we wait and the person waited, there's like, okay, well, we got time. Send the proof of funds. This is what we're going to do. And hey, if it goes to auction, it goes to the auction. Someone that we can either buy it at the auction, right? Which we probably could have, but we didn't. Someone else went to the auction and bought it for $418,000. Don't quote me on that, right? So it was only about $10, $15, $20,000 more. This was about what, $18,000, $19,000 more than what was owed on the property, and someone got it. So we were willing to pay more, only because we're going to go terms, right? Get some cash now, some cash later, make up the back payments, fix, flip, buy, hold, do whatever we're going to do with it. But it's a different mechanism. It's creative real estate investing. It's not wholesaling, right? So leave all that stuff to others if you want to, or if you want to get into that, like I said, become an AHA protege, reach out somehow. You go to amplive.net or go to the Facebook groups, things of that nature. But for today, this event and what this is about, it's about pre-foreclosures. It's there. Okay. If you look at this is almost like sharing stuff that, that if you understand it, you're going, shit, there's gold there. But at the same token, you're helping fellow Americans at the same token get out of situations in exchange for, right, that gold or whatever it is, because, let's be honest, right? They got in a situation and there's a lot of money owed. Sometimes they got another refi and another refi. They already got paid hundreds of thousands of dollars over the period of time. Now someone's here to save them and at least get some money, which is better than getting no money. Okay. And it's happening because people waited. They shouldn't have did the forbearance stuff, right? But hindsight's 20/20. We all learn it. We all do it. We all learn from it 9 times out of 10. But doing a forbearance and hanging tight just means the equity gets, well, this is what's happening, right? This is the number that you owe, and your equity gets smaller and smaller. The more you owe, the less equity you get. But we can do those things with creative real estate investing and maybe doing some sub-2 buyouts and things of that nature. Release the sellers can get some money at the end of the day. Make it a win-win-win situation. It's a win for the seller, win for investors, win for us, you, and everybody at the end of the day, and get some awesome testimonials. They move on with their life. 7 8 months, they're getting credit card, offers, and they're moving on with life and closing the chapter on that part of life, which I know can be daunting for certain people. At the end of the day, everybody goes through it. Eventually, everybody has good times and bad times. But this is an opportunity, okay? An opportunity to help pre-foreclosures, and people who are in pre-foreclosures are just period. They want to sell their property in that capacity, one capacity or another. Okay. Texas, right? The melting pot, Vegas, believe it or not, people stay out of California because they're afraid of it. Just like New York, right? It's okay. Leave it for us, leave it for the experts, or come aboard and work with us. We love Southern California, Northern California. It's a melting pot for the same stuff. You're just putting some more zeros on it, but the transaction is the same. And more people want to live in California than do in Ohio, right? But at least the entry point for Ohio is a lot smaller, depending on where you're trying to buy these properties and things of that nature, right? Texas, the same thing, right? Vegas, the same thing. Tennessee, Florida, even yes, Montana. There's some opportunities there, right? They pop up. Want some land, right? A farm, cows, horses. It's a great opportunity that's coming up. That opportunity went and they crashed, and we're going up again, and we're kind of adjusting. And my prediction, here's my crystal ball. I don't have, I'm not. This is just a prediction, right? That's kind of what I've been looking at for the cycles and trends for several years. We're in 2023, 24, 25. It's going to do its thing. Start adjusting. We're going to bottom out. If you're set up and you got money, or if you got some properties, and then 27, 28, 29, 30 started rising and doing its thing again into the 2030s. Okay. So there's the cycle, right? It's going up and down. As always, be prepared, gear up. That's what this is about. That's what we wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to talk about with you, because it's been on my mind for a while. I go, man, there's so many opportunities that are coming up. Do people realize that? At the same token, people are getting out, which is great, because, the more people that get out, as they say, right? Get out when everybody gets in, get in when everybody gets out. People are getting out. So here's the time to get in. Click the link down below. Let's rock and roll. The writing's on the frickin' wall. Let's work together. Let's help our fellow Americans across the United States of America with AHA, AmericansHelpingAmericans.net, or help you eventually bring your brand up and coming and rocking and rolling, so you have something to build a legacy for you and your family. It's an opportunity. That's what this is. It's an opportunity to work with us and to learn how to do this business. And it's an opportunity to help other fellow Americans across the United States of America. It's a beautiful thing, right? It's reciprocal. And that's what's gone with America and just people, right? There's the division. There's the moral compass that's been tossed away. Well, let you think that cyborgs and, 3 different legs and him, her, he, all this crazy stuff's okay. It's not, okay? The bottom line, America is based on, United States of America is based on God. It's based on God we trust. It's based on America and Americans governing themselves, okay? We're able to govern ourselves. It's true, right? That's why it works. That's why capitalism works. That's why we are supposed to be a free nation. But as we start doing more and more things and taking more and more things away for the last 30, 40 years, like our jobs and all those factories that need to be here in America, this is it. AHA, Erick Paul, Americans Helping Americans, made in America, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States. You have an awesome, awesome Sunday. Have a blessed Sunday. Rock and roll in all that you do. And remember to never, ever, ever give up, because life is too short. Eventually, we're all going to go where we need to go, wherever that is. I think you know what I'm talking about. But the bottom line is, you might as well shine where you're here. Shine and help others. If you have not helped others in your life, it's a beautiful thing. Try it. Guarantee you'll like it. All right? So without further ado, rock and roll in all that you do. You have an awesome, awesome week. We'll see you tomorrow on Monday, Mindset Money Monday. Tuesday is going to be a sales day. Wednesday, wellness day. Thursday, another sales day. And then Friday, highlights. And we're going to rock back on Saturday. We'll see you. Go out there and do your thing. And remember, never, ever, ever quit. Thank you. Bye-bye.